Welcome to Bible Talk with your host, Leader the Only One.
Did like this ESPN nice poster you did for me one time. That'll be so sick.
No one's supposed to know that that's a fake ESPN cover.
John's Fumbly.
I have a cat.
Okay.
And,
I like it.
Good news. He hates this so much. He really, truly hates it.
Adrian A.I. Indelos.
Adam was a man, and he was a lonely man, and God said, you shouldn't be lonely. So he made woman named Eve.
This is Bible Talk.
Why does it always happen to me, dude, that I am super hyped, that I am muted because the video mutes us, right? And I am super hyped. I'm like, welcome everybody to the stream. And then he just goes, John, go and give me the cue. I was like, dude, my man, you're muted and that's not cool. Welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream, I guess I should say. Welcome, man. I feel awful. My energy is now gone. But I got John, though, nonetheless. What's up, my duo? The one and only John's Fumbly, baby. How are you doing, man? What's good?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
I miss
man.
Adrian, though.
We do miss Adrian.
miss
Adrian
him.
went MIA. So if you all know or of his whereabouts, look at me using a fancy English word. Let us know.
All
Adrian,
of you should have his number by now, so I would just everybody text him. Just blow that phone up.
if y'all can do us a favor, text him real quick. Tell him it's like, hey, what's up, Adrian? Where are you at? We're missing your Bible talk. That'll be great. There it is. Connect with AI. 214-865-8348. Just let him know. AI, what's up, man? You're supposed to be a Bible talk. You're not there. We miss you. Hashtag Team John's Fumbly. Something like that. Do it, fam.
Team
do it
Edward.
for real. And Kevin says, "What's good, fam? What's up, Kevin? What's up? Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another Wednesday. It's a special one indeed, like it is every Wednesday, I guess. But today, Mr. John's Family is doing his debut with what we're going to be talking about. So it's exciting. It's a special Bible talk today, man. I'm excited. John, are you excited? Are you nervous? Like, what's going on through your mind right now,
I am.
dude?
I'm a little nervous. I've never ever written anything like this before.
Okay.
So
wait, question.
Yeah.
Have you ever done like a youth service or something where you lead, like you have to prepare and you have notes and you lead or something like that, or no?
Not like a youth pastor would lead. I lead like small groups all the time. Like I do
Sure.
that kind of stuff a lot.
Sure.
I've shown like shared testimony and like small things like that.
Yep.
I do. Yes, I do things like that where I have to prepare and then lead and stuff. Yeah.
So this is not
So, but
necessarily
never of this magnitude.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the thing is, there's 2 million watching us right now, and I guess that's the big difference, right?
Oh gosh. Yeah. So different. It's a lot. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that are not teenagers.
That's the other thing, right? The audience, the kind of audience that we're having, you'll never know. Well, man, I can tell you, I'm excited. I know you put a lot of work to it because you were ready last week, and then you're like, nah, never mind. You even got your pastor involved, and like, I mean, this is. I mean, Adrian kind of killed it with the series. I'm pumped to hear what God put in your hands for this one.
I really wanted Adrian to be here because I was like, man, Adrian's gonna have some solid stuff to add into this. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
I
it's
feel
a
you,
bummer.
dude.
It's
Okay.
a bummer.
Chat one more time, please, everybody. Text them. There's the phone number. Please text them. Here, fam. Please text AI that we miss him at the Bible Talk tonight,
I'm gonna text him right now.
and finish up the message with hashtag Team John's Fumbly. 2 E's. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Boom. That's all gotta be on the message. It's really, really important. You guys got it everywhere. Yo, what's up, Travis? Hey fam, if you need prayer, send us a message here or on Discord. You can send us a private message. We'd love to pray for you. That's our prayer warrior, man. After Bible study, come and talk with me and us and talk to us on Discord. We love you. God bless you and your family. Our prayer warrior Travis Bryce. Shout out to their new show that they're doing, by the way. They started him and Demon Stumper started a podcast similar to this. I was really happy that I was there for the first one. I wasn't there live whenever they did it live. I saw the recording of it. Didn't watch the whole thing, but it was pretty interesting. They were talking about like judging and whatnot. It's pretty interesting. Man, both of them are solid, dude. So shout out to their show. I cannot remember the name of the show. Travis, can you tell us what's the name of your show? To give it a shout out. And can you tell us? I know it's on your Facebook, so it's Travis Price, guys. So you can just follow him, and it'll be there or friend him. But what's the YouTube though, Travis? If you can hear me, just throw it in there. That'll be good. I'm giving you a shout out, and tell me that and tell us the name of the show. But also, fam, have you texted Adrian or what? What's going on? Let's see. Did I text him? Pull out my thing. Text. I did. He's MIA. I got a feeling that you just fell asleep, bro. You know what I mean? He probably had like a really long day, and he's just sleeping.
Or his phone died. Yeah.
Next one
I can see it.
is on what? Tithe?
Tithing. Tithe.
Tithing.
tithe.
Oh, okay. Oh, got it. What a weird word. How you say that again? Can you say that word for me, John?
Tithe.
Tithe. Okay.
Tithe.
Okay. Don't have a name yet. Tith.
Fifth day.
Tiff. It's a Tiff. Okay, good. Well, Travis, let us know whenever you have a name. But shout out to you and Demon Stumper. The Demon Stumper, y'all kill it. My wife watched a solid 40 minutes. I watched probably like 20. She was enjoying it. So that tells you it's a good start on y'all's. Oh, what did I do? Did I get you guys out? Okay, never mind. We're still here. Really great start, man. Looking forward to seeing more of that. In the meantime, fam, welcome everybody. Welcome to Bible Talk. This is another Wednesday we get to do this. This is episode. I said 43. I messed it up. I think it's 42. Either way, we're well into the 40s now. Welcome everybody. Don't matter if it's 42, 43. We're gonna tell you guys how this cookie crumbles. Very simple. We just get together, me, John, and typically Adrian, who's not here. We just powwow and we talk typically on a topic. We normally do a series. There's been special edition episodes like our testimonies episode. What else we did like special? We did the All Souls Matter. That was a special edition episode, and some of the ones. But typically, we do a series. We like to go on the Word a lot. We like to read the Bible a ton because we believe that is pinnacle, or is the keystone in our lives in one way or another. And so we just like to share with you. Having said that, this is not a place where we get to argue you guys or get to fight you, or get to get into this like tricky conversations, this curveballs, that you guys try to throw at us. This ain't the place. Discord is though. We like to talk to you in Discord. We actually, after this, like Travis said, we'll be over there ready to pray with you guys, for you guys, and for whatever else you might need. We chat for a little bit. You guys get to know us on a little more personal level. It's always open. Discord is always there. Boom. It's just that link. You can click on there and just takes you there directly. But we love you guys, and we're happy that you're here back another week. Okay. Here we go. Jeffrey Shoemake is on that YouTube. That is Demon Stumper's channel, guys. That's a YouTube channel. So feel free to follow him or subscribe to him. I guess the YouTube term. Hit the notification squad. And hopefully they'll be. By the way, Demon Stumper plays a ton of Call of Duty, so it's really fun. It's another gamer who's also a person who's passionate about the word, which is super duper dope. Okay, John, are we ready to start, or what's up, man? Are you excited? Is this it, man?
I am excited.
Are we ready? Okay, why don't you, before we dive in, why don't
ready.
you tell us what what is it that we're talking about today? Why did you thought about this? Drive us a little bit on, prepare us to. So we're going to jump in a little bit.
Okay. So as I've gotten more into business, I've kind of been trying to figure out how to share the gospel with people, right? Both to people that work for me and other people that I contract with, right? And so I was reading a book not too long ago, written by Jason Elmore called Elite Execution. You should definitely check it out if you want marketing or sales from like a Christian perspective. And I'm going to read a little snippet real quick. And so it goes, evangelism is no longer about putting tracts in the bathroom and placing a cross on your desk. Evangelism was never about WWJD bracelets.
Mm.
Excellence is what opens opportunities and attracts interest and followers who are curious to know the source of your strength. Excellence enables promotions, which place you in a position to make decisions that will impact the organization and the company culture. And so I was reading that, and
Wow.
it just really hit me that like doing the best you possibly can is more than just moving forward and being ambitious. You know what I mean? Like it actually impacts your testimony and the way you can share the gospel with others around you.
Mm-hmm.
So
Here it is, guys. If you guys want to read it again, I really like such a stereotypical way sometimes that we Christians get to be, right?
mhm,
Ain't that crazy? I love that. And I love how it ties into almost like the culture within an organization or a company, right? That's the
mhm,
it's a key factor, man. Wow, incredible. By the way, guys, this is I mean, we're still part. I guess this is part of the series of the worker series, which is this is episode 4. We're still gonna have another episode next week about this.
mhm.
But John, who's a huge fan, and correct me if I'm wrong, John, but you're a huge fan of the evangelism, right? And you're a huge fan of
Oh, of
the
course.
um what you call it the whenever we go on and share the gospel, right? The fact that we get to share it, and you're not afraid of doing it anywhere and everywhere, which is pretty cool.
Mm-mm.
Really dope. What a way to start, man. Okay, so we got quite a
Hmm.
few to talk about. What's you title this "Witness Excellent is a New Evangelism." Why is that the title for this episode?
I mean, it's pretty much in the snippet that we read, right? Which is, if you are operating within excellence in everything that you do,
Mm-hmm.
it creates a sense of respect to those around you,
Mm-hmm.
and it enables you to share the gospel, and it really means something. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? If you've ever worked with someone, and it's someone that you look up to, and they are giving you advice or telling you about a principle that they've committed to in their life,
Mm-hmm.
it makes you listen and truly want to understand why they're doing what they do.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. Well, I can't wait. Can we dive into the word? What are we ready? Do you want me to read
Yeah,
today,
absolutely.
or do you want to still read, even though it's your,
Ooh,
how do you want to? I'm
ooh,
terrible
we
reading,
could
but do you
mix
want
it up.
me to?
Yeah,
Do you want me to give it a try?
that
All
would be
right,
great.
all right,
That would be
let's
great.
do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. You read it. What are we gonna
Okay.
warm up with? What are we gonna warm up with, leader?
Golly, now you put me on the spot. This is what we're gonna do, guys. Everybody, grab your. Okay, so here, very simple. You must grab your phone from
Okay.
the pop thing that pops up, right? And you're gonna spin it a few times.
Mm-hmm.
This is really good for balance, strengthening the fingers. Yeah, very good, excellent, very good.
Yeah.
Now you spin it the other way, please. It's gonna be counterclockwise and clockwise, and then you switch fingers, right? It
Okay.
was the index. Now you do the middle, just because all of them gotta be ready
Okay.
for all this stuff. Very good, good, excellent.
Okay.
Few more turns. Now upside or going up now. Screen showing. Very good. Excellent.
Okay.
My
Cool.
phone is going crazy, and that's totally okay. Golly, what a noob. And we're good. We're ready. Okay. Excellent.
All right. Dope. What did I do?
Colossians chapter 3 verses 22 and 23. We read this in one of our episodes. If it's highlighted, as you guys can tell, that means that we read it before. I do not remember on what episode we read this, but I am a huge fan. So guys, just from my personal standpoint, Romans is my favorite book of the Bible. Colossians is my second favorite, because I feel like Colossians is the snippet of what a true Christian needs to be, and it's unbelievable. And this is the Christian household. Oh, we read about this like just a few episodes ago, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Anywho, beautiful verses. It says Colossians chapter 3 verses 22 and 23. Servants, obey in all things them that are your masters according to the flesh, not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing the Lord. Mr. Proverbs. Whatsoever you do, work heartily as unto the Lord and not unto man. What's up with this, Mr. Johns Fumbly? What's the deal with this?
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's just, I guess, explaining how you should work and how you should conduct yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a quote that I really, really like from one of my favorite authors,
Mm-hmm.
and it's from C.S. Lewis, and it goes, "Integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is looking." And so I think it's interesting that this principle has existed for so long. Yeah, it's just like, uh, obey your earthly masters not by way of eye service as people pleasers, but with a sincerity of heart, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
it kind of shows this perspective that when we're working, we're not doing it just to be ambitious. We're doing it because it's the right thing, right? And we need to do it properly in doing that, you know?
Mm-hmm. I like two
And so that's
things
why I
out of
brought up
this.
integrity.
I really like two things about this. Number one, we gotta do this fearing the Lord, meaning that the Lord is our boss here, man. Honestly, right? Kind of simple
Mm-hmm.
like that. It's like, hey, try to work any other way that is not for Him, and oh boy, trouble coming to you. And then I
Mm-hmm.
really like the in my translation, I'm reading the American Standard Version, says work hardly, and that's such a uh kind of like a little bit of a given, but I guess sometimes from time to time we tend to forget and get lazy, man. Honestly, there's some days that even myself, like you just kind of drag around, and
Mm-hmm.
whatever you do, work hardly because it's for the Lord and not for people. It's literally what the Bible
Yep.
verse says. And if we
Yep.
live like this, I think like our work ethic is such a different dynamic versus allowing the flesh to get in the way and let us do whatever we want to do. So this is
Mm-hmm.
a good start to this and
I
integrity, man, such a
I
huge
think
deal.
something that's interesting,
Hmm.
if you look through at this verse through the lens of working through excellence, right?
Okay.
Um, how do you? So why would God say that we should work heartily for God, right? But
Hmm.
the purpose of the conversation is obviously that we're sharing the gospel with others, right? So by
Hmm.
focusing on God, we end up inherently sharing the gospel with others around us, hopefully, you know?
Mm. Kind of that concept of being the light right around darkness
Hmm.
as a standard, but also make sure that we're doing it at work,
Hmm.
explicitly. By the way, this part of the passage is about a Christian household. So this is like if we're going through the
Hmm.
rules of what a Christian household looks like, part of that is included is work. If you truly want to
Hmm.
behave as a follower of Christ, right, and you truly believe that, then this is one of them rules that you gotta abide by, right? Like children obey your parents, right
Hmm.
before this, verse 20. Wives be subject to your husbands. All the basic family structure. It Yeah, it's very funny to not funny, but very interesting to see that work is involved in all this because I think work tells a lot about people too.
Hmm.
I don't know about you, but like the moment that
It does.
I like the way that you behave at work, um, the way that you shine or don't shine, if you struggle or not, it tells a lot about who you are. Aside from
Hmm.
like the spiritual side of things, now if you allow God to do the work, then I feel like now you're doing it with a purpose, not just because you have to.
Hmm.
Cool, dude.
Well, I mean, so for me, when I worked for Papa John's way back when, if
Mm-hmm.
someone, I mean, it's not hard to work at Papa John's. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, it's easy. Just throw some pizza pepperonis on it and you're good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so it was just interesting seeing people that would, even though it was easy, they would still just slack off, you know? And
Mm-hmm.
that just completely ruined any respect that anyone around them would have for them. And
Hmm.
so if they were Christian, which some of them were, it completely just decimates their ability to share the gospel or have a solid testimony with anyone that they work with, you know?
Mm. Something as simple as that. Pizza making.
Hmm.
Very, very good. Good points. Okay, so let's start, man. Let's move on. Let's see.
Okay.
Then you jumped us to Genesis. I love whenever we go from
Hmm.
the New Testament to the Old Testament, because there's so much in the Bible and in between and on top and on the bottom. Genesis chapter 39, we have not read anything from chapter 39 before. And this is verses 3 and 4. Oh my goodness, what a chapter. Okay. Genesis chapter 39, verse 3 and 4 reads, "And his master saw that Jehovah was with him, and Jehovah made all that he did to prosper in his hand. And Joseph found favor in his sight." It's talking about the Egyptian king at the time. And he ministered unto him, and he made him overseer over his house and all that he had put into his hand. Bro, we need Adrian so bad for this, because context in this
Yes.
is very, very important. This is
Yep.
mildly like hugely important. Do you
Yep.
know? Do you want to do the context for Adrian, or do you want me to do the context for Adrian in this one? Who's gonna play Adrian better, you or me? Is the question.
I mean, it's Joshua. So, let's rock paper scissors for it.
Okay. Rock,
Rock
paper,
paper scissors shoot.
I said.
What was yours? I can't see my screen.
Scissors. Yes, it's scissors.
Rock
Okay.
paper scissors. Rock paper scissors shoot. No.
I am. Well, you froze. I
Gotcha.
didn't see. What you got?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I had
fine.
scissors. We
Okay,
can redo it
cheater.
though.
No, cheater. That's fine. You can just cheat. That's okay. Okay, go for it then.
Yeah, so it's Joshua, right? I think a lot of people know Joshua. He's pretty famous in the Bible.
Joseph.
His father showed him favor. Joseph.
Joshua
His father
was the
showed
guy.
him favor.
Jericho.
Oh, right. That actually was a little bit after this, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Joseph was the guy who got the special coat of colors, and then his brothers were jealous, sold him into slavery. And then in slavery, he found himself in the house of Potiphar, if I'm not mistaken, was his name. Potiphar. And this is actually a snippet explaining what. Okay, stop that. This is actually explaining what was going on in the house after he was working for Potiphar. And so obviously he worked with excellence and did everything in his best power, obviously, and God blessed his hands. God blessed everything he put his hands to. So he ended up being in charge of the entire house.
But there's a ton of stuff here, right? Potiphar's wife wanted to have sexual activities with this guy. Mind you, she's obviously married. So the guy was good. Yep. Okay, so let's back up. Hold on. There's quite a few things here in context. Number one, that makes sense. People have tried to kidnap me, take into slavery because I got a PS5. So that makes sense. So the multicolor piece of clothing that Joseph had totally makes sense to me. Been there, done that. Okay. One, jealousy is a big jealousy is a huge problem. Second, I cannot believe that's one of the things that I was always like a thing to me that I was like, dude, how come family betrayed him? And yet it's quite common even in today's world, right? His brothers are like, we hate you, you're the favorite one. We got these visions where God's telling you what's gonna happen and these dreams and all this stuff. You're like gifted, you suck. And so hence we're gonna get you and sell you to the Egyptians. That sucks. Family sucks sometimes. We're all sinners, I guess. There's proof of that. And by the way, mind you, this is a huge. I mean, the tribes almost come out of this from Israel. I mean, it's a big deal. This is a lineage where Jesus comes from. So it's like massive. Okay, mind you, that's Jesus' family right there. And then he makes it to Egypt, and obviously he's a slave. He's assigned to this high-end house, and then this girl tries to, flirts with him and tries to get him to bed, and he's like, "Nope, I'm Christian. I'm gonna be a light anywhere I go and work really hard." And then the guy Potiphar, which is a really high-rank Egyptian, makes him like oversee, like he's the operations guy now. So mind you, I'm in operations, right? John is in operations. I think Joseph is one of the best examples of what a good operations director is. And anywho, here we are now, right? This is kind of like that's
Yep.
few chapters of Genesis. So let's read it again because I feel like a lot of context was given, but let's see where we are today. And his master saw that Jehovah was with him. This means that there was some light in Joseph, huh? And that Jehovah made all that he did to prosper his hand. Okay, so he saw that God was blessing him and blessing his hand, huh? And Joseph found favor in his sight, and he ministered unto them. I see why you put this in, John. Okay, I get it. And he made him overseer over his house and all that he put into his hand. By the way, Joseph climbed so much into the ranks that at some point he was in charge of the operations of the entire country, to the point that he was able to manage the most powerful empire in the world at the time. Mind you, again, I repeat, the most powerful empire in the world. It's like, imagine this, right? This is so cool. This guy was like a homeless in the US, and a few years later, he is like the president of the US. Or like vice president at least. And also a foreigner. So imagine it'll be like a Mexican dude in the US who was homeless, and then he became vice president. I mean, it's sick. And he run the country for 7 years through famine and like a lack of a lot of stuff flawlessly. And he was able to sustain countries all around Egypt because of how well he manages stuff. So operations managers here, Joseph is the man. By the way, he uses a chessboard to figure out how to do food, so that's cool. So any chess fans out there watching some Pog champs on Twitch lately, Joseph used used the chessboard method of how to save food and distribute so it will last for a long time for his people and for people surrounding him. Anywho, John, you got a lot to say about this. You know, sorry, I kind of took the context out of the way, but why are we here? What was your point through this?
So the purpose of this is to introduce Joseph and show that he was working his way up the ranks. He was in a terrible situation, right? And he's working his way up, right? We're actually going to go back to Joseph a couple more times before the end of this show. So this is something that's interesting in the context of excellence, right? And moving your way up the ranks, right? So Billy Graham was a man of excellence. Quote, he helped shape the worldview of a huge number of people who came from different backgrounds, leading them to find a relationship between the Bible and contemporary secular viewpoints. According to his website, Graham preached to a live audience of 210 million people in more than 185 countries and territories through various meetings. And so to say that being ambitious and working your way up in a company or any situation is not Christian based on this is wrong.
Totally
Our
wrong.
objective is to gain authority and power, so that, and then do it in excellence to preserve our integrity, right, and our gospel sharing ability, so that we can be effective for the kingdom, you know, in those positions.
I think the verse that you this shows it very simple. We're trying to be the best worker that we can, so we can achieve this goal. I'm gonna highlight it right here in a different color, so that way the master and all the people around us can see that Jehovah is with us. I think that's a huge deal. You're not gonna be able to do that if you're stuck in the bottom of the ladder at some place, you know, because you're just gonna deal with so many. If you are climbing and moving up like Joseph did, the power that you have to influence other people to see this light, you know, multiplies times bazillion, right? And I think that's a huge deal. What a great point, John. Never even thought about it that way. Okay. Can we move on, or do we have anything else from this?
Yes. No, that's it. We have a couple others we need to get to.
Yeah, we have
The
to.
point
How are we
hasn't
doing?
been completed yet.
Very good. Genesis 39, verse 7 and 8. Beautiful. So I'm moving over here, getting you guys there,
Oh no,
highlighting.
no,
It's
you missed
just.
one. You missed one.
Oh, did I miss one?
Galatians 1:10,
Oh,
and
I'm
then
so
Genesis
sorry.
39,
I
7, and
am
8.
so
Yeah, this is
sorry.
important. You got to read them back to back. If you want, I can,
Very.
because they're right here in front of me.
Well, I gotta put it on the screen, so it's okay. Give me
Okay,
one
okay,
second.
okay.
Galatians 1, verse 10. So we're going back and
Yep,
forth
just 10.
today. No other gospel.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo. Okay, let's see. For am I now seeking the favor of men or of God? Oh boy. Or am I striving to please men? If I were still pleasing men, I should not be a servant of Christ. I don't want to talk about this one, John. This is all yours because this is quite serious. The serious stuff is
So
you. I get to be
obviously,
the silly today. That's how it goes.
there you go, perfect. You'll hate the next one then, right? And so based on the idea that we have right now, right?
Hmm.
We strive for excellence, right? That excellence preserves our ability to share the gospel because we're doing everything in integrity, right?
Hmm.
We're moving up in authority, right? And other people are seeing that it's Christ in us, right? But we're not doing it for those people, right? Those people are going to
Hmm.
give us praise, but that's not why
Hmm.
we're doing it, right? And so that's the whole point of this. For am I now seeking the approval of man or of God, right?
Hmm.
So if you're doing it for people, then moving up and having authority and having the ability to share the gospel with respect and integrity is pointless.
Yep. By the way, for people to know, I this is one of my favorite Bible words, guys. Like one of those ones that even in Spanish was I think it was always really cool to read about. This is Paul writing to the shout out to Paul. Hello, Paul. We love you, Paul. Can't wait to meet you in heaven one day. Huge
Oh,
fan. Huge fan. Okay,
holla at the boy.
so this guy is talking about the gospel, right? So you guys can see it right above. But this is one of the really powerful verses that I really really like, just because of this silly word or funny or interesting word. I guess I don't know. To me, it sounds silly. Verse 9 says, literally the verse before, as we have said this before, and I say again, if any man preaches unto you any gospel that which is not the one that you receive, let it be anathema or anathema. I don't know how to say that in English, actually. Spanish is anathema. And the whole point of this is Paul is trying to come across the point of the false like prophets that were coming up, trying to preach a different variation of the gospel or a different gospel in itself. And so there was a huge threat in the church when it came down to this. And so Paul is going back to basics. He's telling you guys, it's like, come on, fam. It's all about Christ. It's all about God. What are we trying to do? Are we trying to go out there with the gospel to please you know yourself, your own self, or another guy, another dude, or another whatever else? Or are we doing this because we're servant of Christ? So that's the beauty about it. This ties into the gospel, which is what John said from the very beginning, with a very quote, a very nice snippet from who's the snippet from, John? Again, remind me. Uh,
Jason Elmore in his
Jason
book
Elmore.
Elite
Okay,
Execution.
yeah, which is all about the gospel, right? So here's the same thing. It's just
Mm.
pretty interesting. And by the way, the word is like blasphemy or something. Let me see. Let me read it real quick. So it gets pretty serious with him. Let's see. Golly, as soon as I change, I just one ten. Um, accursed. Yep. So they banned, excommunicated, accursed. It's a curse, and it comes from anathemahi, which is to set forth, that is to propound. So this is set forth to declare, that is banned or excommunicated, which is pretty serious. So Paul is not playing games when it's talking about us getting in the way of the gospel, because there's no other gospel, as we should be in
Mm-mm.
Christ and Christ alone. That's dope. I'm surely, John, you also mentioned this because it's quite important to keep it within the workspace too. Are we doing
Yeah,
this
of
to
course.
are we doing this to glorify God, or are we working so I can be the next CEO and be as cool as Elon Musk? Which I
Hmm.
do want to be that, but if I can do it while
Kinda,
lighting,
yeah,
what
I'll be honest.
kind of, yeah, me too. Man crushing the guy. But if I
For
can
sure.
do it to light up Jehovah in me and for other people to see, then we're doing it right. Is that right?
Mhm.
Is that where we're going?
Yes, sir.
Okay, no. Cool.
Pretty much.
Got it. See, I'm a fast learner, John.
Right.
I'm a
Next
fast learner.
is Genesis 39, 7 and
Boom.
8.
Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get over there. Bada
We're
bing, bada
continuing
boom.
the story of Joseph.
Okay, let's see. And it came to pass after these things that his master's wife cast her eyes upon Joseph, and she said, Lie with me. Oh boy, this is what we're talking about. But he refused and said unto his master's wife, Behold, my master knows not what is with me in the house, and he has put all that he has into my hand. He is not greater in his house than I am, neither that he keeps behind anything from me but thee, because you are his wife. How can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? Man. Not everyone, man. That's some pantalones, dude. Because I bet you, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing, right? Guarantee you, she was like super good looking. Had to be. This is
Oh,
like
100%.
this is like the
100%.
wife. This is like the wife of one of the like the most high ranked people in Egypt. So I bet she was like super super pretty, super hot, and all that. Then you have like you're in the house. You're working within the property
Mhm.
because that's where you were assigned to. So it's not like you're a slave. Well, he in this case he's gaining the favor and climbing up, but he started as a slave, dude. Not much of a choice,
Mhm.
really. So how man? And then this happens where he's like cool and all, and Potiphar is like super cool and likes him, and so she's like,
Mhm.
"Bro, what's happening? Hi." Oh, the wifey came in crashing the stream, guys. Happy birthday to the wifey. She literally just came
Happy
in,
birthday.
opened the doors like this. Boom! I'm like, "Yo, is everything okay?" And she like sneaks over, looks over, is like, "I can't find you on like Facebook or something." What did you say? She can't find the live stream, fellas.
Gasp.
Also, she thought I wasn't doing it, and so hence why she crashed the stream.
Mm.
So, fellas, the wifey is her birthday, March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. She's the hottest, prettiest, most supporting, most loving 25-year-old woman that you'll ever see anywhere in the world. I know that John will disagree, and that's totally okay. In this few instances, we agreed to disagree, and we're both right. Totally cool. Happy birthday, baby. I love you.
Can't both be right.
I
Just
don't know.
saying.
Can both be right, John? I don't know about that, dude. I don't know about that. Okay, so Joseph is here. He's got this
Mhm.
hot woman who holds a lot of power, and she's like, "Dude, come over to bed. Let's have sex," you know.
Mhm.
And the guy, I feel like he does this very lovingly, dude. I don't know about you, but I'm reading this right. Put up on the screen again, and I feel like he's managing this with a ton of love and explaining how one explaining his relationship with his boss. Two, explains that his boss is married. Three, it explains that it's wrong. And four, it declares it as a sin. Unbelievable. Very
Mhm.
good. Um, what are your thoughts on this, John? Where's this up? Where were you going with this?
Uh, so obviously, when we're working, right, it's never going to be perfect, right? There's never going to be a situation where something alluring
Mm-hmm.
isn't going to come, and it's something that's not dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
There's always going to be the allure to be lazy. There's always going to be the allure to, work a little less hard, right? And these are things that in the moment they sound great,
Mm-hmm.
right? I started this business. I'm doing great. I'm making money. I can chill. I can take my foot off the gas pedal a little bit. You know what I mean? I don't have to do everything that I do as high quality as I have been. You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
once we start getting into that mindset, we start to fall into what I would say we start to fall into sin because eventually other people are going to see that you are starting to operate in a lower efficiency than you were before. You know what I mean? And in this
Mm,
specific situation, he's living the life, man. He's got money, he's got
mhm,
power, and he's got a lady throwing himself at him. You know what I mean?
mm.
And so, but he's still recognizing where the excellence of Christ is and where his integrity is, because he made a
Wow.
choice operating with an integrity here.
Wow.
Well, maybe he did or not. I don't know. We haven't gotten to that part yet.
uh, Lauren says I had a little breakdown last night, asking myself why I do the work that I do. It's easy to lose heart when you're getting nowhere with your hard work. This has reminded me that God is the reason I started my comic, and God is the reason that I will continue. Wow. Thank you for getting personal there, Lauren. That's pretty amazing of you. And I think this people should feel related to this. I feel like probably most of us been on the same spot where you're like working so hard almost sometimes for nothing. You don't see the benefit.
Hmm.
But whenever you do it with the eyes set on Christ, I feel like not only do we start to enjoy it more, but at some time, at some point, you're gonna see the light at the end of the tunnel, and even greater, one day you'll see the why. Finding the why in the Christian
Hmm.
life, guys, is unbelievable. God's will is incredible, but we never get to understand why. Well, no, sorry, we don't understand why at the moment. Sometimes we don't understand how. We don't get why uses who and what and this, all that, the other. But then there's a moment in our life, and this could be like years after something has happened, where you like sit
Hmm.
back and you go, snap. This is why God allowed this to happen. And hence I did this and this happened. And now that makes a ton of sense. Um, I have personal examples of that happening to me with friends of mine that you don't realize until like 3 4 years later, and they go, I say, Alex, by the way, you know leader, whenever this happened and whatever, I like that impacted my life so much that today is X, Y, and Z. Pepe, which is one of the guests in here, is very much like that. And
Hmm.
I didn't know of all this until literally years after, of little things that I was doing that helped him a ton. I feel the same way through my friends. Like one of my best friends, Victor. Shout out to you, Hermanito, if you're watching. It's the same way. He's impacted my life tremendously, and surely I don't. He doesn't get to find out until sometimes literally years later. And so the joy in doing
Hmm.
things and the understanding of doing things for him is not as easy as it looks, but is more gratifying than anything else. That firsthand I can tell you. So shout out to you, Lauren, for continue. Even though you're in the midst of the not so pretty part of it, I'm just glad that you're sticking to it. That is important. Travis corrected and added the wifey's name on the happy birthday. Thank you, Travis. You're amazing. Um, okay, John, can we move on from this, or do you have anything to say about Amazing Joseph here?
No, we're good to move on. So we're going to
Okay.
read three more verses, and
Okay.
if you want the next two, we don't really need to talk about them. I
Okay.
think they're just important as just from what we've just read, right?
Okay.
Just important information. Don't really need to elaborate on it. Just there to be said. Okay.
Beautiful.
You want
I
me to read
like
them
that.
real quick, or do you want to do it?
I got Proverbs. Is it Proverbs 19:10?
Yep. Proverbs 19:10 and then Proverbs 19:1.
Okay. Delicate living is not seemly for a fool, much less for a servant to have rule over princes. Okay, so kind of pretty straightforward there.
Yep.
And verse 1 says, better is the poor that walked in his integrity than he that is perverse in his lips and is a fool. Yikes, bro. Careful with what we say, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. Keep those in mind. Proverbs, man. We've been reading a ton of
Yep.
Proverbs too. Huge fan.
They're
It kind
good.
of wants me to do like I want to go back and reread it, the whole thing.
Do it.
Okay. Genesis 41. This is a big one, yeah?
Yep. 41:8-12. So this
Okay.
is a continuation of the story of Joseph. And this is, in my opinion, kind of showing the heights that he's able to share the gospel and achieve based on him operating within integrity and excellence.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Oh, before that, Adrian's here. Oh, well, not here, but okay. Let's read real quick. Hey
Aw.
guys, sorry I couldn't make it tonight. Mellor and I got caught in a really bad storm coming back from our trip from Arkansas. We just got in a few minutes ago and we left around 2. Oh, snap. With an original ETO 7, but at last just got home. AI, we love you, man. I hope that you receive some nice text messages from fans of the show. Hashtag Team Jones Family. I'm glad that you're home safe. I'm glad that you and Mallory are home safe. Don't worry, man. We absolutely missed you, and you missed a really good episode from John. Just FYI, you're gonna have to rewatch it. Here you go.
It's a J.
Okay.
It's a J.
Okay. Continuation from Joseph. 41:8. It says, "And it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was troubled, and he sent and called for all the magicians of Egypt." This is I love this story. "And all the wise men thereof, and Pharaoh told them his dream, but there was none that could interpret. I can't say that word. Them unto Pharaoh. Interpret. Thank you. Then spoke the chief butler unto Pharaoh, saying, I do remember my faults this day." By the way, there's a really cool background on this butler. "Pharaoh was wroth with his servants, and put me in ward in the house of the captain of the guard, with me and the chief baker. And we dreamed a dream in one night, and he and I, we dreamed each man according to the interpretation of his dream. And there was with us there a young man, a Hebrew." This is Joseph, "servant to the captain
Mm-hmm.
of the guard, and we told him that, and he interpreted to us our dreams. To each one according to his dream, he did interpret it." Okay, we definitely need to do context here because there's a ton of stuff.
Yep.
Okay. I'll do the Joseph
Do you want me
part,
to
and
do
you.
it?
Yeah, I was gonna say, let me do
Okay.
the Joseph part, and you do the Pharaoh part. Joseph
Okay.
got thrown into jail even after he found
Mm-hmm.
favor because of the whole situation with the wife.
Potiphar's
Okay,
wife.
Potiphar's wife. So Joseph is riding this roller coaster of, I'm going up, and the next thing you know, smack down completely down to the ground into jail for however long. While in jail, he meets the chief butler and the chief baker. Both that happen to be in jail. Don't remember for what reasons. But they're pretty important people at Pharaoh because they're right next to him. They're sitting with him all the time, and they taste their food and they drink it before, make sure nothing's poisoned, all this stuff. So really important people. And they both happen to have a really bad dreams, or what they think it was bad dreams, and they have no idea what was going on. And Joseph happened to be there and understand the dreams and interpret them for them, and they were true. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
background from Joseph. What's going on here, John, in this particular part?
Well, so now the baker, if I'm not mistaken, is back with the king, with the pharaoh. Okay, and he's back in his presence. Okay, and the king has had dreams. The dreams end up pertaining to drought and famine in the future. Okay, and God is sending these to the pharaoh. And so the baker's like, "Hey, there's this dude that interpreted my dream properly, and you should totally have him do this because all your magicians have failed miserably." Okay, and so what ends up happening is the king ends up calling Joseph to him. Joseph ends up telling him the meaning of his dream, and then the pharaoh ends up putting Joseph in charge, essentially being vice president of Egypt. Okay, and Joseph prepares Egypt for the famine, and then when the famine hits the area, um, when the famine hits the area, Egypt is where everyone goes to buy the food and everything they need. Okay, and this was actually one of the moments in Egyptian history where they became the superpower that they were during the Roman times and all that. Okay, yeah. Should I elaborate on it further, or?
I mean, if you want to, I mean, this is a massive, chapter. I love
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, unbelievable the story.
Mhm. Well, so if we look in the context of the whole message, right? We've seen that he started out essentially homeless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, he worked his way up where he was at as a
Mm-hmm.
slave, and then he got thrown in prison for circumstances else's authority over him. Okay, he
Mm-hmm.
didn't do anything to compromise himself. He operated in excellence, did not partake in sin, and
Mm-hmm.
ended up still getting hurt by it. Okay, and so it shows that we are still going to get hurt. We're still going to get jumped down. Things that are unfair in life are going to happen, right? Then he works his way up in the prison to being the second in charge of the prison. Okay, so it shows more excellence, more integrity. The guy who was in charge of keeping the prisoners in there didn't even have to worry about him. Okay, that's how much integrity this man had.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Then, because of just the way he operates, okay, in integrity and excellence, he makes his way all the way to the king to share the gospel. Okay, which I probably should have added a verse about their interaction a little bit, but the Pharaoh actually recognizes that it's God in
Mm-hmm.
Joseph telling him the purpose of the dream. You know what I mean? And so it shows
Mm-hmm.
that we can share the gospel with people of unimaginable authority by operating in excellence, right? Even if we're homeless.
Wow. Look at this. It's the Bible verse that John was referring to. This is in chapter 41. So just a few verses after. Um, that is the thing which I spoke unto Pharaoh, what God is about to do, that he has shown unto Pharaoh. Then he says again on 32, and for that the dream was double unto Pharaoh, it is because the thing is established by God, and God will surely bring it to pass. So this is Joseph being not afraid of saying, hey man, here it
Mm-hmm.
comes. God, God is allowing this to happen. What are we gonna do about it? This is within his hands. It's not spilling over. We're fighting about it before it's happening, so we're lucky. The 100-day forecast is pretty accurate from the Weather Channel.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we gonna do about it? And Pharaoh really liked it because it was coming from a place of where God was centric, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty amazing. John, what an episode, dude. Integrity and truth, huh? Integrity, gospel,
Mm-hmm.
and truth. Way to go, my man. John,
Thanks.
Adrian, you missed an amazing episode, my man. We missed you, but John didn't fell short at all. You said the bar, you said the bar,
Oh,
the bar, the bore. You said the bower,
boy,
the bar, really
I said
high, man. The bar,
the boy in the
and
car park.
Mr. John's fumbly did not disappoint. So, matter of fact, he was all the way up. There's a pretty great transition from how we should be at work. How should we, how work. Okay, pretty good transition from the workers' years of us understanding what a good worker is to how to share the gospel through work while still climbing and moving up through work while keeping God as the center of everything, which is amazing. Next episode and last episode, which I really hope, Kevin, if you're here, we kind of need you for this one. We're going to talk about the financial structure of somebody that works according to the Bible. So, Kevin, if you're here, the invitation is extended out to you. We'll let you know, but we'll love for you to join us. Kevin, guys, is my brother-in-law. He's a financial advisor for a big company, knows how to manage money. Some very interesting, or I would be super excited to kind of hear his from his business background how to balance from the Bible standpoint how to manage your money in a way that is God given. So if he doesn't happen to be able to join us, regardless, we're going to talk about it, and that's what's going to wrap up our series. So, fam, we absolutely love you. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, guys. It's amazing. Oh, I missed a bunch of messages. I'll definitely rewatch the episode. But this just means John has to write another episode. True that. Hope you're having a great birthday. It's to AI. That's the truth. They're loving you today. So today's hashtag Team John's
Wow,
Fumbling, man.
thanks,
Look at
guys.
that. Look at that. Look at that. Final thoughts, John. I don't know if you have final thoughts on your own episode, but feel free. If not, shout out to the wifey for supporting you while you're doing this. Killed it, because y'all are one flesh
bro.
now. So this was a team effort. Shout out to you. And fam, we can't wait to see you next Wednesday for our last episode of the Worker Series on the financial side of things. We love you. Hopefully AI will be then, God permitting, we'll be back to you guys next Wednesday. Do not forget, we're about to jump into Discord. So please join the Discord. We're about to be there. Travis is going to be there. We're about to pray. We're about to hang out. We're about to have a good time. Get to know us. We'll pray with you. So please join the link. Follow up. We'll see you guys there. John, thank you so much, man. I really enjoyed it. Can't wait to see you next Wednesday, yeah?
Yeah.
See you guys, everybody. We love you. Ciao.
Welcome to Bible Talk with your host, Leader the Only One.
Did like this ESPN nice poster you did for me one time. That'll be so sick. No one's
Do it.
supposed to know that that's a fake ESPN cover.
John's Fumbly.
I have a cat.
Okay.
And,
I like
my
it.
Good news. He hates this so much. He really, truly hates it.
Adrian A.I. Indelos.
Adam was a man, and he was a lonely man, and God said you shouldn't be lonely, so he made woman named Eve.
This is Bible Talk.